Temperatures are still in the 20s and a little bit colder as you go farther north of St. Louis, where we still have thicker snow on the ground, a thicker snowpack, and we still have some wind chills north of St. Louis that are in the single digits. But the breeze has eased a little bit for us. Kirksville's only 14. 17 up in Springfield. We're just kind of flirting with the worst of the cold air. We're on the southern fringes of it, and that has been bad enough, right? Our wind chill's at 23 right now in St. Louis because the winds are very light at this moment, but any breeze immediately knocks that down a few degrees. This morning, we did have those single-digit wind chills across the area, and in some cases, those wind chills were around or below zero, but certainly single digits in the metro area. At least we have some sunshine right now. There is some snow sliding by down here to our south towards the Boot Heel, and then heading down just north of Memphis. They've had a bit of a wintry mix, some slick conditions down that way. So if you're heading down 55, just be aware that, yes, once you get down past Cape Girardeau, you can get into some slick spots here and there. Skies are mostly sunny to our north and west. Des Moines only managed to climb back to 11 degrees this afternoon. And with the snowpack the way it is, all the way up to Canada, you know, temperatures with that cold air coming out of the north, they never really get a chance to warm up. Here's the good news. As we look at our weather impact Doppler radar around the St. Louis area, there's nothing showing up for us. Anything has been well to our south. A look outside right now, reasonably bright but cold. Still snow on the ground here in St. Charles, but traffic, of course, flowing much better than it was this time Monday afternoon. Here's your futurecast. Let's start out tomorrow morning. We do think there'll be some spots that do drop into the single digits north and northeast of St. Louis. That's where you'll be able to maximize your radiational cooling overnight, as the winds will be light. There's still snow on the ground, and the cloud cover with just a few of them. Now, the clouds farther south and west may be a little bit thicker, and that could hold our temperatures up. Plus, you don't have near the snow cover, if any, farther south and southwest of St. Louis. As we go towards 10:30, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning and towards lunchtime, we boost those temperatures back into the upper 30s in St. Louis, low to mid 30s north and east, and then farther south, we're getting temperatures back above 40 degrees. We do that with winds tomorrow that will be out of the south. Those winds generally about 5 to 10 miles per hour, so not exceptionally strong winds tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, it won't be as cold for sure. During the day tomorrow, you'll see some clouds and sun coming and going. But if you have to work outside, I guess if you don't have snow on your roof, maybe you can do some roofing tomorrow. There's still a lot of roofs that need to be replaced across our area. Temperatures will be climbing from the mid-teens in St. Louis to the mid-30s, upper 30s during the afternoon hours. New drought monitors out on this Thursday. We're still abnormally dry. This takes into account what we had on Monday in terms of the liquid equivalent of the snow. But you can see much of the area still in that level 1. That's eased a little bit since the last couple of weeks, just a little bit, but off to the northeast of St. Louis and then down towards Farmington and south, still have extremely dry conditions there. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. The next thing that stands out as we look at this, Saturday into Sunday, clouds will be on the increase. You notice temperatures on Sunday drop off a little bit. You also notice that 20% chance of some rain. All right, let's get into that, talk about that. Here's what we expect to happen. We are talking about the clouds in and out during the morning hours, but then thickening as a fast-moving clipper system approaches late Saturday night into early Sunday. Indications are, if we were to see some precipitation, the track of this is far enough north that it's mainly just going to be rain with a little bit of snow up across central portions of Illinois, and then we're just stuck with mostly cloudy and cooler conditions as we head towards Sunday afternoon. So we don't expect that to have much of an impact on us as we go into the weekend. But again, if that track were to shift a little bit, we'd have to make some adjustments. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. It does look like a milder pattern's evolving next week.
Certainly a winter weather pattern setting up across much of the U.S. We have snow in the west, snow around the Great Lakes, heavy rain moving to the east, and freezing cold temperatures in the Midwest. Look at these temperatures from Minnesota to Iowa, not getting out of the teens today. Michigan, you'll be in the 20s, as well as much of Missouri, St. Louis, that includes you. We've got the 30s and 40s heading into New England, 30s, 40s, and 50s across the deep south. 37 for you here in Denver, and then 40s, 50s, and 60s as we head into the west. Some messy weather coming into the Pacific Northwest. That's going to bring some rain and snow in the higher elevations there in the Cascades. Also looking at that rain moving across New Orleans into Alabama. Eventually Atlanta gets some of that rain, and once that meets up with some cooler air heading into the Appalachians, we could actually see an ice event by tomorrow. Lake effect snow continuing in New York State, so we have a winter weather watch up there for you. Also looking at some watches and warnings as we head into Salt Lake City and Denver, into New Mexico, into the Southern Plains. This particular winter weather advisory for the Carolinas is going to start on Friday, and that's because we'll see that potential icy event take place there. So stay tuned to that. Travel will not be great. All right, Thursday, a very low severe weather threat, basically just some thunderstorms associated with all that moisture moving across the south. Let's take you coast to coast now. Taking a look at those temperatures in Seattle, you'll be in the 40s with rain today. Same goes for you there in Portland, Spokane. You'll be in the 30s, maybe some snow heading your way, and Boise in the 40s. As we head farther south, Sacramento, you'll be quiet in the 50s. Nice weather for you there in San Diego and Phoenix with the 60s and 70s, and Denver climbing into the 40s by the weekend. Looks like much of Texas will be warming up as well by Saturday. Places like Austin going all the way from 49 to 71 degrees, so that'll feel nice. Heading into the deep south and the mid-south there, Little Rock, you'll be climbing up into the 50s by Saturday. New Orleans, you'll be in the 50s with some rain hanging around, and Atlanta also hovering right around 50 with some more rain coming your way on Friday. Looks nice for you there in Tampa as we head into the Mid-South and into the Midwest. Does look like things will be improving once we get past these next couple of days. St. Louis, you'll go back into the 30s. Memphis back into the high 40s near 50, and everyone in general starts to warm things up a bit. In the upper Midwest, though, it's going to take a little more time. Minneapolis, Des Moines still staying in the 20s as we head through the weekend. Grand Rapids, you're going to be quite cold as well, but by Saturday at least around 30 degrees. And then pretty typical weather here in the Northeast. We have the 30s and 40s in the mid-Atlantic and into New England.
St. Louis City is operating under a Code Blue emergency plan. Emergency shelters like Peter and Paul and Biddle will stay open through 9 o'clock Friday morning, offering hundreds of beds. Bi-State Development is also offering free shuttles to shelters for those who need them. If you or someone you know is vulnerable in the cold right now, you can call the United Way at 211. Tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend continues our live team coverage with a look at how groups and churches are doing what they can to help the unhoused and May 16th tornado survivors stay safe during this dangerous cold. Robert.
Hey, Mike, in a matter of hours, the frigid temperatures will grip our area. Community leaders I talked to want to make sure everyone, especially those in need, are warm and have a hot meal. Forecasters say come Thursday, below freezing, bitterly cold temperatures will hit the bi-state.
We are here precisely for moments like this.
And that's why Angel Flores and his team with 314 Oasis will be on their familiar front line.
The Oasis specifically is here Monday through Friday.
Right after the May 16th tornado, former Barnes Jewish Hospital trauma surgeon Dr. L.J. Punch co-founded 314 Oasis in Fountain Park. Their outreach hub in the parking lot of storm-battered Centennial Church started passing out donated food, hygiene kits, and other necessities to hundreds of people hit hard by the tornado. Now, their mission?
Whenever temperature dropped, we would have the area as best as possible to serve the community.
Serve and help hundreds more survive the cold.
We have heaters going on, we have tents so people can protect themselves from the element. We also have a fire pit that goes all day long for people that need it.
It's a blessing.
Carmelita Goolsby received some much needed items. She and her mom's home was damaged in the tornado.
I think it's great and that we all should appreciate what they're doing.
A few miles away in the Ville neighborhood in North City,
our church just wants to do its part.
Hope Nation International Church is using its City Hope St. Louis nonprofit to help unhoused men and women when the temperature drops.
A warm, safe place to sleep, blankets, pillows, toiletries. We do have showers available as well. We provide hot meals if we're open 24 hours, 3 times a day.
This is our community, and it is our responsibility to show up for them as best as we can.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.